5-minute murder. I'm going to draw a card. We're going to get started. Today, we have the Green River Killer, Gary Ridgeway. So, Ridgeway was born February 18th, 1949. He's an American serial killer, killed many young teenage girls and women in the state of Washington during the 1980s and 1990s. Most of Ridgeway's victims were alleged to be sex workers and other women in vulnerable circumstances, including underage runaways. He strangled his victims usually by hand, but sometimes using ligatures. After strangling them, he would dump their bodies in forested and overgrown areas in King County, often returning to the bodies to have sexual intercourse with them. On November 30th, 2001, as he was leaving the truck factory where he worked, he was arrested for the murders of 4 women whose cases were linked to him through DNA. So, Gary Ridgeway is an interesting case because, he is next to Samuel Little, one of the most prolific American serial killers, with the possibility of killing over 70 people. So twice as many as Bundy. And Gary Ridgeway was not the brightest guy, right? He just happened to pick a population of people that was particularly vulnerable, right? And he knew exactly who to go after. The other thing about Ridgeway is he was another killer that was married, had children, right? And so Ridgeway really lived a double life. He had one with his family, and, then he had this secret life where he was trolling the red light districts and stuff and looking for his prey and then dumping them in the Green River or close to the Green River, because I think there were only like 5 or 6 of the bodies that were actually in the Green River. The rest were around there in wooded areas. So, it's a fascinating case for someone who, I don't think, everybody thought he was kind of weird, but he was the normal guy. He worked at a place that worked on trucks, right? And so, he was just kind of your normal, kind of dumb shit kind of guy, right? Kind of greasy auto mechanic, and who would think that in his spare time he would be going around slaughtering people and going back to the crime scenes and stuff and doing all that. It's interesting, but again, like Bundy also went back to the crime scenes, right? He spent time going and revisiting all the things that he had done and reliving and re-experiencing it. Ridgeway did a very similar thing. But of course, during Ridgeway's time, Bundy, there was no DNA at all. Ridgeway was at the very beginning when he was doing his killings. So it was the very beginning of DNA, and, they would later really link him through using that DNA. So he was not the first case, but he was definitely one of the early cases that would be linked by DNA. And of course, that has been a game changer within the criminal investigation world. As soon as they could link people with almost certainty through DNA profiling, it has only gotten better and better and better. And it is nearly impossible to get away with something like that kind of crime, without being caught, because they can get you 99%, right? They will get your DNA off of all kinds of things, right? Don't eat a piece of pizza, right? They can find it. Don't leave your cup because they can find your DNA. Not that that's a bad thing, because it's a great thing that our forensics is continuing to evolve to a place where it is easier and easier for us to catch these people. And they don't get these long, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 people before we catch them, right? They may only get 1 or 2. So things have changed so drastically in the last, 20, 30 years. And in the future, it's going to be even more. And with people like you and people that are reading all the books and watching all the shows and everything, we're going to develop new techniques that are going to make us even better. and make us more adept at catching and preventing these types of crimes. And I am excited personally to be part of that and to be able to, you know, be a part of that community that is always reaching out and searching for that. That's something that I love to do. And, you know, with, you know, Killers the Card Game, I started that. Now my book, Beyond the Headlines, is coming out. And that will be the continuation of that. And then you've got the Profiler. So really just focusing on that, like how can we get better and better and better at catching these people? But anyway, comment below and engage. Get on some of the lives. We're doing a whole bunch of stuff on TikTok. I'll see you guys soon.
Bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch. Yeah.
It's like good job for me, so everybody just follow me, cause we need a little controversy, cause I feel so empty without me. I said